Good evening. Karen England, President of Capital Resource Institute, a parental rights advocate and kitchen table activist. And I want to thank you, board, and talk about how how refreshing it is that we have a board. I travel the nation, and all too often, boards are nothing but rubber stamps for administrators or another arm of the teachers union, and it is so refreshing that you are doing what you were elected to do. And I'm going to read from the CSBA. The role of a school board is to ensure the school districts are responsive to the values, beliefs, priorities of their community. It also goes on to say, well, I'll finish that. But that's the role of a board. It's not to represent the teachers union, it's not to rubber stamp the administration, and it's not to be with a special interest group that is pushing their agenda in the schools. So I want to talk about some of the misinformation and the fear-mongering that was being spoken about up here, and it goes around the idea that the law, and these teachers are going to be violating the law. Well, they can't cite a law because even the Department of Education is saying their letter is guidance. And they're picking from several different laws to try and do a patchwork to make their point. So I'm just going to encourage people to go to the Coalition for Parental Rights, where you can read about the law. And I'm going to go through the few things that I think they're referring to. First one is FERPA. FERPA is exactly the opposite of what they're telling you it means. FERPA is a federal law that gives the parents the right to access and challenge information in their students' records. It has nothing to do with hiding and lying to parents. The next one is AB 1266. I happen to be very involved in AB 1266, as well as recently pulled the legislative intent, which I have every writing, every conversation, every note of every legislator during AB 1266. And let me tell you, all of it assumes the parent already knows about the child and deals specifically and only with asserting and using the restrooms, bathrooms, overnight trips. It has nothing to do with hiding information from parents. Last but not least is the idea of privacy. I don't know where these teachers think that they get to have some privacy relationship with a student. Privacy, if you give students it, is between the doctor and the student, not the math teacher, the attendance office. This is common sense, and it's disingenuous to say they have a right to keep information from the parent.
Thank you.